APRS in-car map display with the Hi10 Air tablet and the Yaesu FTM-400XDE. Before we begin, a couple of acknowledgements. APRS is a registered trademark of Bob Bruninger WB4APR, APRS IS32 software by Lynn Deffenbar KJ4ERJ, and Dallas Clements K7DCC for the guide in getting all this to work.
Hello, it's Paul 2 Echo Zero Echo India Juliet. I'm in the car with my Yaesu FTM-400 and it's obviously receiving APRS packets, like so, which it received a lot more of them whilst I was in Blackpool and whilst I was driving to and from there. However, a couple of years ago now, I think it might be, I discovered that it's possible to connect this radio to a Windows machine to display it all on a map. I'm not going to go over that. There's video on YouTube already on how to do that. I'll pop a link to it in the description. So if you just look in the description, you'll find that video on how to do that. So all I'm planning to do is connect this radio. Well, the radio itself is actually in the glove box. This is just the control unit. To this tablet here. Now, I haven't got the map zoomed right in there. So this tablet is cheap generic Chinese one, which I actually received just this morning at the time of filming. So all we're going to do is connect that radio to that tablet, and we're going to go from there. I'm not going to go through the full instructions on actually how to do this because, as I said, the instructions are actually already on YouTube, so just have a look for those. So I'll plug things in off camera. Okay, so I've connected everything up after some fiddling. The radio wasn't set correctly, so it was outputting the wrong data down the cable. Because I'd obviously had it set up for the Android tablet before, and that required a slightly different setting, so that's now changed. So it's got my position there. I'm just hoping that both sending a data to the IS and over RF while I've got the beacon active will in fact fill in for the bits that the beacon misses half the time. It's receiving packets and they're appearing on the screen in the list at the side there. And anyone that actually comes past should have their packets gated into the APRS-IS by my setup here. So, but it obviously doesn't work the other way because for whatever reason, I don't know, you can't send the data back down, but I've just ticked all the boxes, so it doesn't really matter. So, shows my position on the map. I've not zoomed in too far, because obviously that would give away my actual home QTH, and I'd rather that not. So, we've got a list of stations there. The 0 at the top there's the speed in, I'm assuming miles an hour. I haven't actually tried that.
45 AM.
There's a repeater piping up. Which hasn't been working recently, hasn't been giving a K when it's meant to be, so...
This is TB3IR.
So there we go.
TCSS tone for this repeater is
But it still works.
88.5 Hertz.
I can still use it as a repeater. I haven't spoken to the keeper about that, but that's one for another day. So, basically, I've got my little symbol on a map. It uses OpenStreetMap. It's tethered to my phone to get data off the internet. So I've got about 5 gigabytes on my phone a month, and APRS and presumably OpenStreetMaps isn't going to use that much, and it's a 4G connection as well, so it works pretty much almost anywhere. So that's all well and good. So it's getting packets from the IS at the minute. None of that's coming through the radio because the radio is not receiving anything. So I'm getting more packets on IS than I am over RF in my QTH. Presumably that's down to the fact that I don't actually have an iGate nearby with the closure of MV7 USD and the NOV going expiring. So at the bottom we've got the numbers there which indicate the satellites received. That's coming from, in fact I can show you what that's coming from. There's this little receiver here which I got from the now closed Maplin Electronics a few years ago to use for the PDA and TomTom Navigator. It works well with this. I'm surprised it even does talk to Windows 10, to be honest, because Windows 10 is a bit fussy when it comes to hardware. Obviously I can't show you these bits here because obviously I'm not moving, but everything it says is okay, means it's obviously working fine. It came up with FTM-400XDE fail earlier, but that was down to the fact that the connection had actually failed. So what I'm going to do is, my beacon's turned off at the minute, and I'm going to disable beaconing. Let's wake the machine up, there we go. It's on a keyboard dock at the moment, but eventually the plan is to transfer it to a mount in the car, so that it's just there. But that will work fine unless I have a crash, and you know, it looks quite a good setup, so I'm pleased with that. So, like I said, there's a video on YouTube already about how to actually do this setup. I mean, I've had to use a USB on the go cable to connect to this tablet. Some tablets have full-size USB ports. This does in the keyboard. However, I wouldn't have the keyboard connected all the time, so I'm using it on the go cable. I can still charge this tablet because it charges over a USB-C cable, which is actually quite convenient. Yeah, you can still hear all the packets beeping away behind me there. So anything that obviously comes into my reception range will also most likely be gated back into the IS. That's assuming that it isn't already. Yep, so that's actually quite a good setup. It works. I like it. I'm going to probably test it out later. I'm going to just try one last thing, which is a bit daft of me. I know this won't work. I'll send one of my own beacons out. And that will tell me if it gets into the IS or not. Yeah, it has actually. It'll be that black line there that's just come up, which would probably represent a duplicate. So I should be able to still look at APRS.fi on my phone. That should give me, there you go. It's now giving me the data that my FTM-400 sends. So it'll give that, but then it'll obviously keep filling in the gaps with APRS IS32. All being well. There's about, which will do in about 22 minutes. I'm not going to be hanging around in the car that long. It's actually quite stifling in here. So I'm going to wish you 7.3s, and we're going to explore more on this a bit later on. So Paul 2 Echo 0 Echo India Juliet, wishing you 7.3s. Yeah, and just a note, although I can receive APRS messages in the car, I can't respond to them whilst I'm driving. So I did get one on my way back from Blackpool, but I've only just picked it up now. So just bear that one in mind. Yeah, so 7.3, and hope to work you on the bands very soon. Oh, and this tablet in question, don't ask me how to pronounce the manufacturer of it. It's called the Hi10 Air, and it comes with an optional keyboard if you ask for it, and also a pen. There's an option extra for it as well, although I couldn't get the pens, they didn't have any. So 7.3s for now, and we'll catch you very soon.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel and ring the bell if you'd like to be notified about new videos as I upload them. 7.3 from Paul 2 Echo 0 Echo India Juliet, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 meters and PMR 446.